working with Errol Spence?
Nothing has been decided. We just cool. That's it. I know Earl a long time, like 12 years. Him and Julian Williams signed without Heyman around the same time. So we always been real cool. And he was in Philly on some business and he just worked out at the gym. And one of the guys I trained, his dad took a picture of him and it just went viral. And everybody started, but Earl hasn't made a decision yet. He hasn't told me who he's picking as a trainer. We just literally like worked out together for a couple of days. That's it. Hit the bag, talk shit, got a cheesesteak, hit some pads. That's it. People making way too much out of it. He hasn't even made a decision. I'm not saying I wouldn't train him, and I'm not saying that he's not possibly considering me, but he hasn't even made the choice yet.
What do you think you could bring?
What's going on? Witty P coming back with another one. Let's get it. We're gonna talk some boxing. Oh, we gotta talk Errol Spence Jr. Yes, and I gotta talk, more of the business side and why Errol Spence Jr. is yet to have a fight date. Yes, I like Errol Spence Jr., one of my favorite fighters. I like him a lot. But, I got to keep it real. That's what I do on my channel. I keep it real. These boxers don't pay me. I keep it real. I call it right down the middle. And Errol Spence Jr., it's plenty of reasons why he doesn't have a fight date. There's plenty of reasons why he does not have a fight date. And I'm going to break it down. Errol Spence Jr., tough fighter, man. Tough fighter and got heart. He didn't want that, even though he was getting his ass whooped, even though Crawford was putting an ass whooping on him, he didn't want that fight to stop. Remember when they came in and stopped the fight, he put his arms up like, shit, why you stopping? I'm ready to keep going. Errol Spence got heart, straight dog. Terrence Crawford, the better man, that night. But Terrence Crawford, oh man, he ruined PBC plans with Errol Spence Jr. Yes, and there's a reason why they waited so long to fight Terrence Crawford. There's a reason why PBC, Al Heyman, why they waited so long to fight Terrence Crawford. Number one, after the accidents and things like that, they weren't as confident, in Errol Spence to beat Terrence Crawford. That's number one. Number two, they knew if Crawford, won that fight, everything changes for PBC. PBC barely has their stable, if we want to be real. They basically just have Tank and David Benavidez. When PBC was at their strongest, when they really had, their stable at its peak, you had Deontay Wilder at heavyweight, you had David Benavidez at super middleweight, you had Errol Spence at welterweight, and you had Tank Davis at lightweight. We're gonna talk some boxing now. I'm gonna get to the business side of it. I can do this too, besides break down the fights and shit like that. This is what I do this too. I love boxing. So that's when PBC was at its strongest. Now Deontay Wilder losing to Fury. You get Wilder out of here, PBC's not as strong. Now you just got Benavidez, Spence, and Davis. That's why they moving slow with Tank too. Notice how they move slow with Tank. They put Tank in, fights where he's an 80% chance he's gonna win the fight. But Errol Spence Jr., he loses to Terrence Crawford. Now you just have Benavidez and Tank. You had Jamal Charlo had personal issues going on. He held it down at middleweight, but he had personal issues going on. So they have to move they're moving very slow with Errol Spence Jr. First of all, he has health issues as far as like eye injuries, things like that. So they have to move very slow with him. And they have to be careful with him in sparring. Any little slip up and things like that will set him back. And like I said, Errol Spence Jr. is a dog. Like he don't like touch ups. He want to get in there straight with the big dogs. That's why you got to respect Errol Spence. He got heart. He want to step in there with the big dogs. But this is the thing. He has a lot of injuries. He has a lot of injuries like eye issues, things like that. So Errol Spence Jr. he doesn't even have a coach. He doesn't even have a trainer. He doesn't have a trainer. He's been, linked to Coach Bredman. If you don't know who that is, that's Caleb Plant's trainer. Look him up. He had a couple workouts with Coach Bredman, but he doesn't even have a trainer. That's another reason he doesn't have a fight date. He doesn't even have a trainer. Because he's been teasing like 2 different fight dates. But he doesn't have a trainer. So, Where does he? I don't see where he really, can get some real work in if you don't have a trainer. How can you get some real work in if you don't even have a trainer? And they have to move real slow with Errol Spence Jr. because he can't lose again. He simply can't lose again. Simple as that. They're gonna put him in there with Sebastian Fundora, but he has a lot of health issues going on. As far as the eye, like I say, had surgery on his eyes. And Terrence Crawford really set this man back. This man hasn't fought in Denver in 2 years. That ass whooping set this man back 2 years. 2 years. The ass whooping. It's crazy. Setting back 2 years. But like I say, it's the health issues. They gotta be real slow and delicate with Errol Spence Jr. at this point. They do. And he's in a way, I can't say he's holding up the division because other than Sebastian Fundora, who else is he gonna fight? Because 154, a lot of those guys, they're not on the PBC stable. They're not. So it's not like he's holding up the division. But we're waiting to see him fight at 154. We are. But yeah, while Errol Spence Jr. doesn't have a fight date, they got to be real slow with Errol Spence Jr. Al Haymon, he's taking it slow with him. He has health issues. Doesn't even have a trainer. And he has to be right. They got to put him in the best situation possible before he step into that ring. Trust me. Even though he's going to fight Sebastian Fundora, And the longer this goes on, shit, I wonder if he even gonna fight Sebastian Fundora. Is he gonna maybe take his first touch-up fight just to see what's up? He always say he's not a touch-up guy, but shit, the longer this shit go on and he doesn't have a fight date, I'm starting to think he might take a touch-up fight just to see where he at. Maybe Al Haymon want to see where he at because at this point he fuck with Al Haymon money and they like, shit, you all we got left. You can't lose. As far as with Tank and Benavidez, you all we got left. You can't lose. So he might take that touch-up fight the longer this goes on. We'll see how it play out. But talk some boxing, the business side, talk Errol Spence Jr. I like Errol Spence Jr. a lot, tough fighter, straight dog. But let me know what y'all think. Comment, like, subscribe. Best way to help us share the video, talk some boxing. Best way to help us share the video, like I said, comment, like, subscribe. We're gonna try to hit that cash app. We're gonna knock it up. Let's get it.